welcome or welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little bit since I've posted, but I'm so happy to be back and posting with you guys. Sorry if it's a little bit shaky. I am driving. I'm about to be home, so we will have a little bit of like not shakiness, but my phone's currently up on the little tripod phone holder, or not tripod, but phone holder. But today's video, I was going to do a makeup video on this look. I filmed it and everything, and then I will do a makeup video, a Valentine's Day makeup video for you guys, but I just felt like it's a little bit early to be doing that, and that is the look that I did today. So instead, I'm going to be talking to you guys. I've been getting a couple questions on Instagram and from friends personally asking me how I afford to live essentially completely by myself without having help from anybody else. So Ryan does live with me now, so things are a little bit different. He does help me with groceries essentially and things like that, but they are referring to living completely alone, as in paying all the rent, paying utilities when I did live alone. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. I'm just going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks. I hope you guys enjoy these types of videos. I've been trying to do more lifestyle videos for you guys, like vlogs, my tips and tricks of things that I've learned that work for me, things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's go right on to it. Okay, so I'm finally parked. Let me like move the, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, it's not gonna come out. I was trying to unplug my phone from the charger since my car is off. Ignore the breakouts. That's another reason why I didn't really want to do the makeup video, because like I was kind of up close and personal. This is what the makeup looks like though. It's just a cut crease pink type of eyeshadow look. I was gonna add some white and maybe a heart to it to make it more Valentine's Day, but it's just not that time of year yet. So let me go ahead and like move up so y'all can see me more. But I'm gonna go ahead and share some tips and tricks that have worked for me while living alone. Ignore my hair. It's just, we're not dealing with it today. So tip number one is how I saved to move out. So it's going to be different for everybody. So I had been wanting to move out since I had turned 18. I think that's like the stereotypical, like, oh, I'm gonna move out, you know, I'm gonna be a badass bitch kind of thing, right? No. It's definitely a lot more than just being spontaneous and wanting to move out for, honestly, a lot of people, honestly, if you can do that, you do you, boo. I'm proud of you. But not a lot of people in real time can do that. We can't just be like, oh, I want to move out. I'm just going to pack up my life and move out of my parents' house. It definitely takes more time to plan things out. For me, the hardest thing for me was finding an apartment that I really connected with and that I genuinely really liked. I just did not like a lot of the apartments. There would be some things that I liked about them, but then there'd be other things that I just genuinely didn't like, and I didn't want to live there. So the apartment I live in now, my rent is $840. So for saving, I went to the leasing office. Always make sure you go to the leasing office if you are semi-interested in an apartment. Because let me just get this straight with you guys, if you don't know about renting apartments, is that a lot of the times the websites don't necessarily lie about prices, but there's always price changes going on with the apartments. So apartment could say online on like I guess like, what is it called, like Zumper. I use a Zumper app, or Apartment List, or any of those apartment apps. They can say that the apartment's $920 a month, and then you actually go and check it out because you think, okay, I could afford that, whatever, and you go and check it out and it's actually like $890 a month or something like that. Or you may find that it's not updated and the apartment has been renovated, or just, you know, a little bit more expensive because of the market or something like that. Apartments in the summertime tend to have discounts. They tend to have specials. My apartment, because it was cheaper, did not. The only special I did get was with my dog. Instead of putting my deposit down and her full deposit down, I split her deposit up between 2 months. So I put my entire deposit down, which I believe was about $400, and it's usually, I believe, half your rent. It just depends on apartment complexes. But I put $400 down on my deposit, and then I put around $200 for Izzy. So Izzy's was around $400 as well. So it's supposed to be $800 for all of us. So basically, I saved when COVID happened and we were all jobless. A lot of us got unemployment money from the government. I would save a lot of that unemployment money I received while not being employed and put it away for my apartment because I knew as soon as things started opening back up in Texas where I lived, I wanted to grab the apartment. I already had the complex. I'd already gotten approved the first time. I was a server at the time, so I did have to get a offer letter from my manager, because if you're a server, bartender, any of that, and you don't have pay stubs, you tend to have to get offer letters. So most apartments do allow you to get offer letters. It could be different for some of them. My apartment was very nice and allowed me to get an offer letter, basically saying that the GM signed it and that there was proof that I was making this income. Sorry, I'm touching my hair a lot. I just don't like the way it looks. But so yeah, so that is what happened. I went and got an offer letter. I got approved. I called the leasing office saying, they said they had an apartment available. It was my apartment. And I went and checked it out the next day with my parents. I got the keys to it. We had it cleaned, all that stuff. So definitely save your money, whether it's, obviously I just kind of had luck with the unemployment thing, but you have to save your money, because moving in is not just you move in and it's free. Okay. Most of y'all know this, but this is for y'all who don't. You have to pay a deposit for yourself. If you have a pet, you have to pay a deposit for them unless they're a service animal. You have to pay to turn on your internet. You have to pay to turn on your electric. You have to give, I had to give a down payment on my electric company, which is CoServe. So I had to give them a down payment of like $150. Internet, I don't think had a down payment. I could be wrong. I don't really remember. But yeah, so that I spent altogether just for moving in. That is not including furniture, hiring someone to paint 2 of my walls, which y'all have seen my room. It's blue. And then my living room, I'm sure y'all seen it in some videos. It's like a pale green. I paid, my parents paid. I did have a lot of help from my parents, so I am very, very thankful for that, because I know some people don't have help from anybody. And this is just trying to encourage you guys to have motivation. You know, you gotta budget. Budgeting is key. So I spent around $1,300. It was like $1,346 and some change or something when I first moved in. And that wasn't even when I moved in. That was just me paying all the bills, everything, to be able to get my keys. So after that was done, I went to the leasing office, got my key. It was the end of their workday, and I proceeded to grab my key. They gave me my washer and dryer key for my apartment. Now has a washer and dryer with it that comes with it. The bigger units, you have to rent them out, but I'm in the littler unit, so I should have gotten the bigger unit. But once again, I didn't know Ryan was gonna end up living with me and his dog, so, and little Chapo. But so yeah, it was about $1,345, some change, whatever. And then I got prorated. So I got prorated because my apartment one was like really dirty. And okay, actually give me one moment. Okay, y'all, sorry, my mom was calling me. We haven't talked in a while ever since I left Colorado for vacation. We just texted every day, and we actually want to just talk on the phone. But like I was saying, is I saved all that money, and definitely save. Saving is key. You can't ever just move somewhere and not have like a set amount of money. So basically what I do is I made a budget for when I was already moved in. I made a budget for the things like extra spending. So let me just tell you also that you can't go buy whatever you want anymore. That's done. That's nada. Unless you really have the finances to. But at the time I was serving, I didn't. Even now I don't really buy whatever I want, just because there's other things that I want to save for. So that's kind of like my own doing. But at the same time, so I pay $840 in rent, which with utilities included. So my water is prorated throughout the entire apartment, like my building in the apartment complex, I guess. And so, which I think that's how most apartment complexes are. But so that's how I prorate it. So Izzy, my dog, is $20. Chapo's not on the lease, obviously. But Izzy's $20 in my apartment complex. And then, so that's $860, right? And then, so then there's like those little charges like trash, pest control, all that stuff. So in total, on the first of the month, every month, it's $927 and some change. It never changes. Well, the change does, but you know, that's because water. So that's been that. So I always make sure to save that much of money, that amount of money plus more every month, so that I have money for groceries. I have a lash subscription service that I pay for every single month, which is $22. I have my gym membership I pay for. I've got, you know, groceries. I want to DoorDash some days. Ryan and I want to go out to eat. I go get a drink with friends. I have to budget for all of those extra non-essential things, right? Because if you want to go out and have fun, you have to make sure your bills are paid first. My internet, I also would recommend spacing out, if you can, spacing out all of your like other bills. So when I moved in, I used Spectrum. I know some apartment complexes don't use Spectrum, but most of the time your internet can be put on another day that's not I guess like the first. So I pay my internet on the 10th of every month, which is $65. That never changes. And then my electric, which is the brand CoServe, which I believe a lot of places around my area use CoServe, I'm pretty sure. That can range. That's all about not leaving lights on, not running the dishwasher too much, because the dishwasher will use a lot of electricity. Wash dishes by hand for sure. That's a key if you can. Not washing a lot of clothes. When you do bigger loads if you can, and space it out. I work at home, so 9 times out of 10 I use the same pajamas and just switch out pajamas. And that might be gross to some people. That's just how I am because I don't go anywhere. But yeah, you just gotta maintain all that. So washer and dryer usage, dish usage, let's see what else is there. Don't leave lights on. I leave my fan on in my bedroom because the ceiling fans don't use a lot of electricity, and Ryan has a little plug-in fan that he uses obviously as well. So that's not like the biggest deal, but definitely don't leave lights on. I work for like a company that's like, you know, is like familiar with this type of stuff. Do not leave your AC running all day in the summer. If you do, your electric bill will be over $100. And that happened to me so many times in the Texas summers. I shit y'all not. So many freaking times. Also, don't leave your heat on. My heat's pretty good about coming on and off a lot of the times. It's pretty good about turning off, turning on. My thermostat, a key thing for you guys, take notes on this as well. My thermostat is in my bedroom. I don't know, some apartments I've seen and looked at, they're in the living room. So my room is very bright. There's always light even at night. It's a semi-bright room. It never gets like pitch black, which I like. I like a lot of light. But a lot of light causes the AC to kick on in the summer because the sun is shining directly on the thermostat. So the thermostat is thinking to tell the AC unit turn on because it's thinking it's hotter in the room than it actually is. Vice versa, if it's really cold, the heater is obviously going to turn on. The heater is heat, I will tell you, is way better to save electricity. So in the winter, your AC or your electric bill should be lower in general, or else I don't know what's going on, but mine has stayed under $100 for the entire winter time. This is the highest this upcoming month for January that it's been, and it's $78. I usually get, my apartment's weird, so I usually get my electric bill on like the, I guess, like sometimes like the 5th of the month, so it's kind of backtracked. So I believe you're kind of paying for the month before. But yeah, so it was $78 for this upcoming month to pay, but usually it's been around $50-$60, which has been really nice. But in the summer I was paying like $120, $140, $160. It was crazy because I wouldn't shut my blinds all the way so the sun would beam onto the thermostat and it would turn it on. So that's just a no-go. Make sure to always get curtains or something too. If your thermostat is in your bedroom like mine and you have a brighter bedroom, like if it's somewhere where the sun is shining directly on it, always get curtains or something to prevent electricity usage, because that's definitely going to be something, if you're budgeting, that's going to kind of mess up your budget. Let's see what else. So we talked about saving to move, saving money. Groceries, definitely I would recommend. I like to eat more organic stuff, so I do get some more organic things, but I tend to go to places like Sprouts that are cheaper. I don't know if everybody has Sprouts in some states, but in Texas they do have a Sprouts. I go to Kroger, like the bigger market Krogers. They have things that Ryan likes to eat, and they have things that are natural, like coconut milk, stuff like that for smoothies, protein bars I like to eat, things like that are cheaper that I can get. And they also have like natural kind of like baked Lays, things like that I like to eat that are somewhat cheaper. Definitely try to not get super expensive foods, but try to still eat healthy as well, because even though eating bad food may be cheap, in the long run, you're damaging your body more and more. So just don't eat super unhealthy, I would recommend, because yeah, it might be cheap, but it's not going to be cheap with your health bills in the future. So it's all about budgeting with groceries, finding and don't get more than you need, because if you end up getting a whole bunch of groceries and it's just you, a lot of that stuff's going to go bad and it's going to go to waste. So if it's just you, definitely get things that you know you will eat in a week. So if you're cooking something, it's just for one person, there's leftovers, you'll get like stuff, obviously like some condiments and stuff are different. But for actual produce and stuff, make sure you eat it, and make sure you're getting stuff that you'll actually eat. That is a very big thing as well. That's what I've learned as well. I have a Brita filter. My parents gave it to me, so I can filterize my water. Oh, excuse me. So I don't have to keep buying plastic water bottles, which, one, are not good for the environment, and two, it just saves me money because I don't have to keep buying plastic water bottles. So definitely invest in a Brita filter if you're going to invest in anything bigger. Get a Brita filter, and you can connect it to your sink or whatever, because obviously most apartments don't have like a fridge with like water dispenser or ice dispenser, that comes out the like middle. So definitely get a Brita filter if you're going to invest in something when it comes to water. What else? Let's see. Let me see. Trying to think of what else I do. So I don't go out to eat a lot, because going out to eat obviously is money. And I could save, I'm trying to save for another car, like a better car for me, a bigger car. So yeah, that's one thing. Don't go out to eat a lot. I can't just buy whatever I want anymore. There's so many things I want to buy that I just cannot do anymore. Priorities, man. You gotta prioritize. That's the biggest thing I've learned while living on my own. I used to be that person that would buy whatever she wanted. I would go out to eat all the time. I would buy off Shein. I would buy things at the mall. Like, I would just buy whatever I wanted because I lived at home and I felt like I could just buy whatever I wanted, right? I'd buy other people's stuff. No. We don't do that. No. You gotta prioritize yourself. You gotta make yourself a main priority when you live alone and you're paying your own bills. Because without it, you're going to get evicted, and an eviction is not a good thing at all on a record. Like, that's going to make it nearly impossible to get approved for any other apartment. It's just not a good thing. So I believe those are all the tips and tricks I have. If you guys have any as well, leave them down below in the comment section, because I'm always like willing to learn more things about saving money and all that stuff. Let me know what, like, good places where you guys shop as well for all natural foods, and I hope you guys see you guys next week, and I love you guys. Bye bye.